Hello, and welcome to the disaster that is this podcast.
Yes, welcome. So happy to have you here.
I guess we're just getting right into the introductions. I'm Kaylee,
And I'm Laura. So,
and I don't know what you're gonna get out of this episode. We never do, but hold on to your britches, cause
but Kaylee, what if they're not wearing any?
oh, then careful, don't make a mess. I hope you've got. I hope you have something nearby just in case.
Just in case. We don't know what's going to happen.
I never know what could happen. You never know.
Oh,
You never
goodness.
know. Well, that's out of the way. So how are you, Laura?
I am doing all right. I feel like life been coming at me. Just crazy stuff. Like, just life, lots of stuff going on. I'm tired as hell, but like I was telling you, it's not bad stuff. It's mostly fun stuff, but I'm exhausted. So
Hey, even fun stuff is exhausting.
it is. It is. And so it's like I want to go, but I know I can eventually regret it.
Right. I get that.
But yes, it's finally been warm here. Thank Jesus. It took all of June.
Oh my god, yesterday was disgusting.
That is true.
Yesterday was disgusting. Oh, even the cats were just like immobile all day long. It was just disgustingly hot. It was like humid more than anything because it rained like overnight and like it's been misty and raining like all day. So that definitely played a big part in it, but like god, it was disgustingly hot. Oh, I wanted to peel my skin off. I literally, like, we finally cracked and pulled out the AC last night in our bedroom because, like, we haven't needed it. We've been surviving with, like, the window being open at night and having a fan going.
Yeah, same.
And then last night, I fucking cracked. I was like, I can't do this. I was literally just covered in a sheen of sweat laying in bed. I was like, I cannot do this.
I can't sleep.
Like, I am already a warm sleeper. Like, I get really warm in my sleep. So, like, I was already imagining, like, if I'm covered in sweat now, just a light layer, I can only imagine what it will be in a couple of hours when I start to heat up. So I was like, no, this is not happening. I was like, nope. Immediately got up and fucking pulled out the AC. I was like, nope. Not happening.
I know. We thought about doing RAC last night too, but it just didn't work out in terms of energy and time. But
see, ours is one of the stand-up ones on wheels, so we just have to yank it out of the closet, attach the little tube thing, and put it in the window.
That's
we don't have to like heave the window open and shove the giant thing out the window. Whoever thought of that terrifies me.
I know. And we have like a one floor like house right now, so it's going to be way easier because we can just go outside and take the screen out. But the last place we were living at, we had to go on a ladder that's 2 flights up and then unscrew all the screws of the thing and take it off and then put in the AC kind of that way because it was the only way it was going to fit. So that's fucked up.
When we did ours in our old apartment, we had thankfully like a deck on the outside of our windows where our ACs were, but there was one room at one point I think we put one in, and let's just say we couldn't get to it from the outside. We ended up like X-naying that window because it was just too like sketchy. I was like,
It's
no.
super sketchy.
No, yeah.
And when
I
we were doing
mean,
it, all I could think of is, someone's died doing this, or
oh
someone's
yeah.
died. No,
People
I
have
mean, like
died.
at that house, someone died
Yeah,
putting up Christmas lights
I believe
because
that.
it's like so tall and it's
I
such a
fully
weird
believe
place. So I'm
that.
like, we're gonna
That shit's
die.
dangerous. That
I
shit's
know.
dangerous. Yeah, I'm
Oh
not
man.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Um, yeah,
yeah.
I love it. We're both just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
I was telling Laura, I have naked little ninjas running around today because they both lost their collars. And I've only found one, so it doesn't feel fair to make one wear their collar when the other isn't wearing theirs, so they both get to be naked until I find the other one, and I have no clue where he lost his, so
Can they take it off, or do they just like run
they're
around
the
with it
quick release
afterwards?
ones.
Mm.
They're the quick release ones, so that way if they get stuck on something or get into a tussle, they pull off.
That's smart. I didn't know
So,
they made those.
yes, those are the only kind of collars I will use on our cats because I like to keep one on them just in case. They do have microchips, but I'm a paranoid person, so when it comes to my cats, so I put a collar on just in case. But they are quick release so that if they get stuck on anything, it does pop right off. Um, and that has happened. And I don't know where his came off, so they're running around naked, but they have to have collars on. Well, at least he does because he's so fucking silent that he just sneaks up on you and like even with the collar on, for somehow he gets past he can move without making that bell jingle. Like he can jump on things without making that bell fucking jingle. You just turn around and suddenly he's right there and you're just like, when did you get there? Like what the fuck?
They have your
Or
collar
he's
on for a
suddenly
whole
under your
reason.
feet. Yeah, I'm like, listen, you have a collar for a fucking reason. Stop it. Stop with this ninja shit. So right now they're both like silent little ninjas running around,
I bet
super
they love
fucking
it.
quiet, just sneaking up on you. Oh, they love it for pouncing on each other. They very much love it for pouncing on each other. That's the other reason why I make them wear it, is because they don't fully get along. They never fully have. They do and they don't, but they get in a lot of tussles. So because they tend to target each other, I try to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that it's they can at least hear the other coming, hopefully, so they have a bit of
Prepare.
warning. You know, so yeah, yep, yep.
I mean, that's it. I've never thought about it for that reason because Henry's always trying to sneak up on Harley, and Harley's always like, "Fuck off, dude." So that's a smart idea.
It's well, and it's also recommended if you especially have one cat specifically who really doesn't like when the other, like pounces on them and stuff. It's recommended that you just put the collar on the attacker, not the one that tends to get attacked,
Yeah.
because then you're just putting a literal target on the one
Mm-hmm.
that tends to get attacks back, and then you're letting the other one be warned of when the attacker is coming. So,
That makes sense. I don't know
yeah.
how Henry would feel
I
about a
was gonna
collar.
say,
We've
yeah.
never worn any.
It'd be really funny. I bet he would be like, "What the fuck is this on my neck?" And I bet he'd try to play with it. I bet the bell,
Probably.
because that's what Daruk did when we put a collar on him when he was a little baby. When we first put one on him, he immediately just started trying to play with it. Especially once we put a name tag on, he
Mm.
was always trying to get it because it would dangle, and he'd be like, What is? What is
What is
that?
going
What is that?"
on?
Yeah, yeah, it's adorable.
That sounds adorable.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something Henry would do. So I might just
Yeah,
try it just
exactly.
for fun at this
Just to
point.
get the reaction, make sure you have your phone out ready to go. Record
Absolutely.
that shit. Oh my gosh, that's great. That's great. I love it. I feel like we normally have so much more to say.
Wow, it's only been 10 minutes? I'm trying to, like, be gentle,
only
y'all. I'm sorry. I got
it's
stuff to
only been
say.
10 minutes. We've not, like, I'm
I feel
very
like it's
shocked at
been
the fact
longer.
that, like, same.
So it's like I was just trying to be, but I got stuff to
Go
say.
off. Go off. It's only been 10 minutes. Go off. The last time we talked for, like, I think the last episode I just edited, we were talking for a solid half hour before we started doing, like, anything. So.
I mean, we get to do whatever we want, so.
Exactly. It's our podcast. You have to deal with it. If you're still here listening, clearly you enjoy it. So.
Yes, because we've got all the cat conversations for y'all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I was just going to say that part of my job is going to, like, these places that give away free clothes and free baby stuff and whatever.
Right. Yeah, because you help a lot of people in need.
Yeah, and I work with families. Yeah, yep. So all of these places are typically in older buildings, so they do not have ACs. So you go in there for a few hours and you are sweating.
Oh, I bet.
Like being in
Oh
a
my
sauna.
God.
So
See,
I was there today.
I couldn't.
I was there, although it makes my hair a lot curlier, which I kind of love. So I'll take it.
Humidity and heat makes me floofy.
I'm a bit
makes
floofy.
me floofy. Like, look at this top layer. This
know.
top layer is just poof. It was really nice and curled, like, underneath my hair. Like, okay, for context, in case you have not gone to our Instagrams and stalked us yet, I have very long, thick, curly hair. I have a lot of hair. And when it's humid, the top layer of my hair just becomes frizzy and poofy, and it's been humid and misting and rainy, but not like full-blown rain. So it's like I've sprayed my hair with a spray bottle, which makes my hair so fucking frizzy. It's terrible.
See, doing that is what makes my hair curly, so I kind of have to do it, but then the humidity doesn't let it dry enough to not be frizzy.
And oh, yeah, no, I had to dry my hair this morning as fully as I could.
Yeah. I can't imagine you have a ton of hair, and I was going to say, for context, I was going to say, I have like a fourth of your curl and a fourth of your hair
right now. Like,
oh my God.
Look at that.
You have a mane.
I literally have like a lion's mane. My mistake when I got my hair fixed up a couple weeks ago was not having her redo my layers. I totally forgot to have her do my layers because I'm getting ready to chop it off at some point. But not until after I do some photos again with the guy I worked with a couple of years ago. I want to have my hair like long and stuff for it. So I'm waiting, but I should have had her redo my layers because it's so thick. It's so heavy.
I can't imagine.
I already overheat so badly, especially because of my medication. So when I take my Adderall and I'm at work, I'm running around the grocery stores, and some of the grocery stores in the wine aisle have like runway lights, and they just emanate heat. It's just heat. Like, you're under those things and you're just fucking dying. Even on a cold winter day, I'm sweating in there. It's insane.
That is insane. I can't imagine. I've always been like, oh, I want more hair because I've always had very thin hair. It's gotten a lot better growing up, but even now,
be happy with what you have. You look like a perfect you look like you got a perfect thickness. Not too thick, not too thin. You know, it looks
it's
nice.
Gotten a lot better, and my hair is a lot thicker looking when it's curly. I used to have stick straight hair, and it looks
way more manageable than what I fucking got.
And that's what I'm saying. I used to want thicker hair, and now I'm like, fuck no.
And now you see what I have, and you're like,
it's so much hair. How do you survive? I seriously, because the other day I was like, this is too much hair. I need to chop off all my hair.
And then you thought of me.
And then I was like, Jesus, you, my sister, my God, thick bitch's hair. My network is struggling, it says.
I noticed.
So sorry.
It's okay. Listen, we try our best, but we can only do as well as our internet is willing to work for us. And there is a storm a-brewing out there.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes.
There's a storm a-brewing.
Storm a-brewing.
But yeah, so we deviated. You were talking about being in places where it's hot with your work. You were talking about your work.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else to
Yes, I
add?
was just gonna
Okay.
say that I was in there getting all my family's stuff for
Yeah.
at least an hour. They put them in like big trash bags, so I had one big trash bag for all the family stuff, and I put it down somewhere because I was looking over there, and then something caught my eye in the other room, and I was like, oh, I gotta go look at that because it feels like it's like Black Friday, and I need everything, and I need it now before someone does steal it.
You have ADHD without telling me you have ADHD.
And anxiety all at the same time because I'm like, no, I need it. My families need it, not you. So
Right?
I
You're
won't
like, I
fight
have to get it
you.
first.
So I went over there and I was looking through these clothes because I've been looking for clothes for some of the dads I have, but male clothes are so much harder to find.
Yeah.
I don't think they get
'Cause
donated as often.
It's hard to find measurements that they need sometimes. Like,
That's
Nick
true. They're
is
so specific.
impossible to shop for because he's very skinny, but very fucking tall. He needs, like, 31, 36, and it's impossible to find that.
Yeah.
It is impossible. Impossible. I'm like, can you just thicken up just a bit for me so I can buy you pants?
Mark has kind of like the opposite-ish problem. He's like the average, so there's a lot of them, but they get taken out first, you know, because everybody's going after them. So it's like he also can't find anything because it's already been taken. So I guess they're kind of a lose-lose no matter what.
That they're sold before anybody can even fucking get to them. And I'm like, but I need that size!
And hence why you could see this urgency I was having at this store because I was like, men's clothing, I gotta get there now. So I was looking through it and it was all folded. So I took it out, I folded it, I looked at it, I folded it back up and put it back. And one of the people who worked there, they were going, are you shopping or are you working here? And I was like, kind of doing both right now. And she literally went and got 2 bags of clothes and brought them to me. And she said, you can look through them and then you can put them up there if you want. Like giving me a whole ass job. And then another lady who worked there was like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I know I'm going to be coming here and seeing you guys. I've already met you guys like 3 or 4 times. So I should probably stay on good grounds. But then I went back to, because I found some cute things, I went back to put it in the other bag I had, and that bag was just gone.
Oh no.
Missing. I sweat for an hour to fight for my families in this clothing, and now it's gone, and they couldn't even find it.
Oh
because I asked, and I told work Jenna, because I have a sister Jenna, work Jenna, I said, next time I'm going to go through their clothes like an absolute imbecile so I don't have to also do their job. And lose my whole bag.
Yeah, exactly. I worked hard to find those clothes.
Yes. And she wanted me to put clothes away because I was being so nice and putting them away so neat. I'm like, well, was it going to be an asshole about it?
I would have been like, I don't technically work here. I'm just shopping for my families.
And this brings up the anxiety, so yeah.
Laura!
I'll just do it. It's fine. It's like 2 bags of clothes, and they're all pre-folded jeans. I'll just shove them up there. It's fine.
I know you said I'm not allowed to coach you anymore, okay? But listen fucking here, goddammit. Coach Kaylee's coming out for a moment because she is mad. Stand up for yourself, goddammit. You don't have to put the clothes away just because you're good at folding. You're there to shop for your families and take care of them. You gotta put yourself and your families first. Like, do their own damn job. She just didn't want to do it herself. She put it off on you.
It was kind of funny
next time.
Was like, oh, I have clothes back here. I'll go get them. And I said, okay, I'm looking for men's stuff. And she brought only women's stuff.
That should have been your red flag. Right fucking there.
I know, but I was already in it, man.
I can't with her. Do you guys see now? Do you guys see now and understand now why I force her out of her comfort zone sometimes? Because if I'm not gonna do it, who will?
Hey, you should be proud that I even asked the other individual.
I am. I am
if she knows
proud
where
of you for those little things, okay? But I still get so frustrated with you with the other things because I know you have the ability to do it. But
Technically,
I
I was getting
understand.
paid.
Oh my god. Laura, I want to reach through this screen and smack you right now.
That's so funny.
I love you, but
I gotta stay on good terms with them because they're giving our flyers everywhere, you know. Hey,
I'm gonna do their job for
the other
them.
lady said I didn't have to do it, but I was already doing it, so I might as well continue. It'd be too
Do you
obvious.
guys understand what I have to deal with now? Do you understand what I have to force upon her so I can try to get her to be more comfortable with doing things out of her comfort zone? This is why I force these things upon
My
you.
whole job is out of my comfort zone.
Exactly,
Right?
and that's why I told you should take that job and why you should work towards it and why you shouldn't let it
I'll
go.
win some, I'll learn some, alright?
I win some, I learn some.
We're fine. We're moving
It's
on.
fine.
You know,
Oh my
choose
god.
your battles. I'll
Oh
pick your
my god. That wasn't even your battle. You just had to be like, "Oh, no. I'm working,
I actually
but
don't
not
work.
for you. I work for I'm shopping for families I work with. I don't work here."
And then I guarantee they were the ones to be like, "Oh, a bag. That's probably donated. Let me bring this to the back of donated shit." And
Yep.
it's forever gone because
Probably.
I just blame them because
I blame them.
I blame them. There's two people working there. I asked one of them, and she was like, "Nah."
I think it was them.
Maybe they just don't like me. Gave me a job and stole my stuff. Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
If that's not a fuck you, I don't know what is.
I don't know.
If that's not a fuck you, I don't know what is.
So I'm at a loss. I'm an hour of being in a sauna, so I gotta have to go back because those families still need that stuff.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you're gonna have to go back. Oh my god.
I hope they recognize my face and they'll be like, "Oh, I found this." I'll be like, "Thank God."
It's probably already back out on the shelves.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine they waited for you to leave and they're like, all right, we can put this back out now?
Exactly. She's gone. She's taken way too much shit. Both pregnancy pillows? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. She
How
said I
dare
could.
she? How dare she? The audacity.
The life of a home visitor. It's just like outrageously crazy.
Oh my goodness.
That was my little story that I've got going on.
You've got it so rough, Laura. Whatever are we gonna do?
Who fucking knows at this point?
Oh, that's fucking great.
Anything been going on for yous?
Not really. Just it's summertime technically. I mean, it's technically summertime, but like the business hasn't really been there because it's like end of June. And we're finally getting warm weather. But I mean, I think my biggest annoyance with my job right now is so some of the displays we put up, they're made out of cardboard. I swear to God, the people that design these things and the way you're supposed to put them together is just like, why? Why did you have to do why is it so complicated to fold this cardboard and put it together? And second of all, why are you giving me cardboard to display heavy things like beer and wine on? Why? I don't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Stop giving me cardboard.
I just don't even know how that even works, man.
Yeah, I had to build one today for one of my Walgreens accounts, and
Walgreens.
Yeah, and I was putting it together at the warehouse before dropping it off because I'm not gonna make them put it together because I know how much of a pain in the ass they are. And it's my display, and I asked them if I could put it up, so I'm gonna build it for them. And I'm in the warehouse and I'm building it and I'm reading the instructions, and the instructions are always so vague. Always so vague. It's pictures and then like one sentence of like, fold that tab out, fold this tab in, fold tab A out, fold tab B in, but it doesn't tell you which one is tab A, which one is tab B.
Got it. Great.
Fold out the seam. Which seam? There's like 3 to 6 on this fucking one piece of cardboard. Which seam am I folding at? Which way am I folding?
And do you have to do this like in the aisle where people are shopping?
I try to build them in my warehouse.
Oh, good.
And
Because
then
I would be like panicking, be like, these
if
people think
they're
I'm fucking stupid.
if when it's built, I'm able to just put it into my car and then pull it out, I'll just carry it into the store. I don't fucking care. I think it's really funny too when I'm wearing like 4-inch platform heels and I'm like hefting like this big metal rack over my shoulder into the store. I think it's pretty funny.
That is awesome.
But yeah, so I usually try to build them in the warehouse and then throw it in my car and I just drop it off to them. Or if it's easy to put together but big, I'll just put all the pieces in my car and build it at the store. And I usually just build it right there out in the open if there's enough room. And if not, I just go into their back room with it and build it. It just depends on the store.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, but it's a pain in the ass, I will say that.
It sounds like a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing. In and out, not being able to have any actual directions.
The directions are always so vague and terrible, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Whoever designs these, I need you to do better at making the instructions clear and shit and
actually giving instructions, because it really doesn't seem like there's any. It's just words.
No. I built one the other day for some like wine tetras. It's like a dump bin that you just throw a bunch of them into. And I filled it up, and when I was building it, it was such a pain in the ass. Like, again, so the receiver out back was there with me, helping me. Like, she ended up helping me build it a bit. And I'm like reading her the instructions, and she's just laughing because the instructions are pointless. Just absolutely pointless. I ended up having to just use the pictures to the best of my ability and my brain, which is thankfully good at solving puzzles, to figure out how to fucking put these things together, because that is basically what they are to me at this point, is a puzzle that I have to figure the fuck out. And thankfully, I like doing puzzles and I'm good at them, but I get real mad at these puzzles because they're just dumb. They're just dumb sometimes. I'm like, why is this how we're putting it together? Like when they gave me this one for those like tetras, the bottom, there was no base under it. So like there was this little support system you had to put in for like the layer that was gonna hold all the tetras so they don't fall down, fall through, And so but then there was nothing under that, so when you just pick it up, it just falls out. And I was like, guys, this is a bit of a design flaw. Like, I need something on the bottom so
like, how did they not figure that out?
So
though?
We ended up taking a piece of cardboard, we flipped it over, and we taped a piece of cardboard to the bottom, so that way we could make a base for it. And I'm like, this seems like a pretty simple step in my mind, but what do I know? I just sell the stuff. What do I know?
I just actually work with this product you created, but
it's fine. I'm the one who has to actually build it and utilize it, but it's fine.
Some asshole's probably getting paid so much money for those things.
Oh, they are. They're getting paid much more than me, which makes me even more mad.
I know. Stupid.
Yep. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
It's just a con. of one of your job, you know? We all
It's
got
one
them,
of them.
I guess.
I was gonna say we've all got them. I mean, like I've always said, like I can't complain too much about my job. It's got its ups and its downs, but
Same.
it's a pretty easy job. And I mean, I'm left alone for the most part to do my job, which is always a plus. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you have a topic prepared, and I
Do.
did not, so you shall go first.
You want me to go first?
Well, yeah, because mine's going to be below average today. You know, like I said, it could
Okay,
be a
so
hit or
you want
miss.
to follow up after me?
Fuck, don't do this to me. Yes, go, quad.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we're talking. Okay. Then I guess if I'm going first, fine. Um, we are gonna talk about cryptids today. Do you know what a cryptid is, Laura?
It's not seeming like I do.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew. You once I explain it to you, and I explain what certain things are considered cryptids, you will know of the creatures, but you probably just didn't know the term for them. So
Okay.
a cryptid is an animal or some form of living being that has been claimed to exist but never proven to exist.
Yes.
So, like our classic Sasquatch, Bigfoot kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you first like some of the most common
Okay.
cryptids,
Because I can think of some, but I don't know the
which
names
you're
of
already going to know. You're going to know all of these, or at least most of
Yes.
these in this top list here that I found. And then I'm going to tell you about some other ones that are lesser known, even like to me. I went and found a list of like some more obscure ones, and we're
I
going to
used to
read through
watch
that.
wild shows, so
So,
that's what this reminds me of. I love it.
so let's start off with our classic Yeti.
Yep.
You know, we got our Yeti, we got our Bigfoot,
Yes.
we got our Kraken,
Yes.
we got the Kraken, you know, we got Loch Ness Monster, we got
Whale dicks.
werewolves.
Got it. Yes.
Yep, yep. Have you ever heard of Mothman?
I have. I'm telling you, I used to watch this weird ass
Mm-hmm.
show where it would go through all sorts of like
Well,
experiences that
Mothman is a
people
more
had,
common one.
and Mothman was one of them.
Yep, so Mothman is one of the more common ones. And then we have the Chupacabra, which
That's the one
I
I was
assume
thinking
you've
of. The
also
dog
heard.
one. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And then we have the Wendigo.
Don't know what the fuck that is.
So Wendigo is a more Native American related one, which I can definitely like tell you about. I can look it up and like tell you about it. There's also the Jersey Devil, which I don't know if you've heard of. Okay.
So, not just by that name, anyways.
Yeah. And then there's also the Thunderbird, which is a more common one as well, which I think that one's on the list. I'm not sure, but we can always talk about it. Let me get you what a Wendigo is specifically, because I want to make sure I give you the right. All right, so this is right from the Wikipedia page. So a Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lakes natives, as well as some First Nations. It is based around the East Coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains region of the United States, and the Great Lakes region of the U.S., and Canada grouped in modern ethnology, blah, 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 blah. The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with a human-like characteristics, which possesses human beings. The Wendigo is said to invoke feelings of insatiable greed or hunger and the desire to cannibalize other humans, and the propensity to commit murder in those that fall under its influence. In some representations, the Wendigo is described as a giant humanoid with a heart of ice. A foul stench or sudden, unreasonable chill might precede its approach, possibly because of long-time identification by European Americans with their own myths about werewolves. For example, as mentioned in the Jesuit relations below, Hollywood film representations often label human-beast hybrids featuring antlers or horns with the Wendigo name, but such animal features do not appear in the original indigenous stories.
Oh.
But yeah, they tend to be humanoid. I believe one of the common concepts is I believe they can basically like call out to you and make it sound like a human is calling to you or whatever, and kind of like lure you away.
Kind of like how like mermaids do their song to try to get you into
Something
the
like
ocean.
that. Yeah. I believe it's something along those lines. So yeah, that's a Wendigo and quick like
Sounds good. No, that's
Wikipedia page
cool, but
there.
really creepy. I'm loving it. And it's
Very creepy.
around here, I guess. Great, love it.
A lot of them are very creepy. There's a lot of folklore around a lot of these, and it's very creepy folklore, but it's still really cool
Oh, absolutely.
to learn about. So we're gonna go to this other list, which is on liveabout.com / lesser known U.S. monsters and cryptids. I'll have it linked down below, but I don't know how accurate the site is. I just found a list with some cryptids on it. So, first one on this list that I definitely wanted to mention is the skunk ape, which is found in Florida.
Of course it would be the skunk ape.
So I'm just going to read this little blurb that they have written here. This large, hairy bipedal mammal is said to inhabit the southern United States, but it's most often found spotted in Florida. It gets its name from its unpleasant odor, which is said to be similar to rotten eggs or methane. Are you looking it up?
Sorry, I was like, what does this look like?
Although reports of the creature were most common in the 1960s and 1970s, sightings continue today, but the most famous one took place in 2000. That year, 2 photographs of an animal alleged to be the skunk ape were mailed to the Sarasota Sheriff's Department in Florida, along with a letter from a woman who said she'd photographed the creature in her backyard. She said that the cryptid had entered her yard for 3 nights and taken apples from her porch. She was convinced the animal was an escaped orangutan, but the police dispatched to her house several times never saw the animal. The National Park Service says the skunk ape is a myth that developed from Native American legends, but according to the Skunk Ape Research Headquarters, the creature might be part of the same species as Bigfoot.
I was just about to say, the picture that they're talking about,
it looks like a Bigfoot.
It looks like Bigfoot. So it basically is a smelly Bigfoot. Of course, Bigfoot's going to be kind of smelly. It's a cousin.
And it makes me think that because it lives in Florida, where there are swamps tend to be very smelly. It's a swamp
Bigfoot instead of a forest Bigfoot.
And swamps do have a gas.
Of course.
They do have gases and stuff. So I'm wondering if this is like a cousin to the Bigfoot, and he's just a little bit stankier than your Bigfoot, your normal Bigfoot, and that's okay. We can't all control our body odor. It's.
What are you afraid the what is it called again? What are you?
Skunk ape?
Yes, the skunk ape. Are you afraid it's gonna come and get you? And
right?
Don't offend it.
Listen, stop.
It lives in Florida. I think it's
exactly.
being offended.
And if you live in Florida, well, I mean, it's probably already a little stanky around there. I don't know, but
depends on where you're at in Florida, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think we should start hunting these things, and not in a kill way, just as let's go on some paranormal adventures. Let's go on look for the places that have a lot more UFO sightings.
We already look for regular Bigfoots. Let's look for the skunk apes too.
Florida trip.
Let's go. My parents do live down there for part of the year. They would totally get us a place to stay or let us crash in their camper for free. They've got plenty of couches and tables that turn into beds. So we could totally do a trip down to Florida.
I mean, the last one people saw was photographed in 2000. All right.
Yeah, let's go. You and me. We're going on a road trip to Florida. Road trip to Florida. Oh my God. Florida special.
We'll bring
follow us, support us. I think we're gonna start a Patreon all of a sudden, so that way we can get some support, so we can do a Florida trip. Let's go. All right. So our next one is the Pope Lick Monster from Kentucky. This legendary human goat hybrid has a deformed human torso, goat legs, and a horned head, and it's said to haunt the railway trestle over Pope Lick Creek in Louisville, Kentucky. Numerous urban legends exist about the creature's origin. Some stories say the monster is a circus freak who vowed revenge after his mistreatment, while others claim it's a reincarnated farmer who sacrificed goats in exchange for satanic powers. Stories of how it claims its victims are equally diverse. Many believers think it uses voice mimicry to lure trespassers to their death. Before oncoming trains. Some say it slays its victims with an axe, while others say that simply the sight of the Pope Lick monster is so terrifying that people jump to their deaths. These legends have turned the Pope Lick train trestle into a destination for thrill seekers, and there have been a number of deaths at the location despite the 8-foot fence meant to keep visitors out. That is the Pope Lick monster, a human goat hybrid.
Who named it? Is Pope Lick monster?
Well, it's named after the creek, which is called Pope Lick Creek. So that's why it's called the Pope Lick monster. I don't know. But was the Pope out there licking the creek? Is that why we named? Like, what's the deal?
Checked in. But again, looking up pictures, some of them definitely creepy, definitely might jump to my death, but other ones are giving me kind of like Beauty and the Beast vibes.
Okay, this one actually didn't give me a photo of the actual goat.
Yeah, you have to look up Pope Lick monster pictures, because nothing comes up in pictures unless you identify that you want a fucking picture. There's a photo gallery.
Okay, I see. Yeah, because the site just gave me a picture of the trestle.
There's something you can watch on Amazon Prime that's called The Legend of the Pope Lick Monster.
Well, shit.
We will be seeing what that the fuck is all about. First sightings of the Pope Lick Monster was pre-1980s, and last sighting just says present day. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Like, how present is present day?
I know. I wanna...
What's that face for? What'd you find?
It just looked up Pope Lick monster death. And it
Pope Lick monster death.
And it just says, in 1994, a man was killed by a train after his ATV overturned on the trestle, trapping him on the track. In 2000, a 19-year-old fell to his death after encountering a train. On April 23rd, 2016, a 26-year-old tourist from Ohio died after being hit by a train while searching for the monster. So it seems like the monster is really a train. That's what I'm hearing.
No, that's what I was saying. Is the assumption is that he lures people in with voice mimicry right before a train comes, so that they get hit by a train.
I guess I had missed that part, but I missed the whole train part. I was thinking he was just gonna
that's part of his whole shtick, is that he uses voice mimicry to get you to come onto the train trestle, like maybe thinking someone's on the other side or something. Exactly.
It's
and
kind
then
of like bobcats. They scream.
Suddenly a train comes, and what are you supposed to do besides maybe jump off? And you hope for the best, but you don't always get the best outcome.
So I might not go to that one. That one seems to be actually doing a good job as killing people, like unlike the skunk one. Skunk one, everyone's just like, stealing my apples and stinking up my yard.
Right, exactly. Could be worse. Could be making you jump to your death or get hit by a train.
Exactly, multiple times, so.
All right, so this next one one's just a short little blurb, but it's called the Ozark Howler, based in the Ozark Mountains. Witnesses describe this creature as a large black cat with horns and glowing eyes, and it gets its name from the loud, eerie howl it emits throughout the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas. I always want to read Arkansas as Arkansas.
I feel that.
Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas. Cryptozoologists have suggested that the creature could be an unrecognized big cat, while anthropologists, oh my goodness, have speculated that the stories of the cryptid were simply inspired by the black dogs of death found in British folklore. However, evolutionists believe in the Ozark Howler who believe in the Ozark Howler say it could be a mutated mountain lion breed or a hybrid of a mountain lion and another animal.
So basically what they're saying is this thing could possibly exist. It's just an animal that nobody's actually seen before because it could be a hybrid, which is exactly what all these animals fucking are. Got it. So this one is real. I'd be kind of down to see this one. I mean, little bitty pictures of it looks kind of small with horns. Just, I can take it. I can take it.
The next one I'm going to tell you about is called the Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp, South Carolina. This reptilian humanoid creature is described as being 7 feet tall, bipedal, and having scaly lizard skin, and it's said to live in the swamplands in Lee County, South Carolina. The first reported sighting of this creature was in 1988 when 17-year-old Christopher Davis saw the creature running toward him while he was changing a tire beside Scape or Swamp. Davis got in his car to escape, but the lizard man jumped onto the roof and clung to it as the teen tried to throw it off. When he returned home, Davis found that his side view mirror was damaged and there were deep scratch marks across the car's roof. For the next month, there were further reports of an aggressive lizard creature and more reports of unusual scratches and bite marks on cars parked near the swamp. Police were skeptical, but stated that a sufficient number of sightings by reliable people led them to believe that something was being seen, although they thought it was likely a bear. The sheriff's department made your face.
Why would you say I saw a lizard? Why would you equate that to bear? That thing is furry.
I was doing so good, and then you made a face, and I'm just like, oh shit. I looked at you making that face. I knew you were going to react to that as soon as I read that line.
Bullshit.
The sheriff's department made plaster casts of what appeared to be large 3-toed footprints to send to the FBI, but decided against sending them after the South Carolina Marine Resources Department said they were unclassifiable. Reports of the lizard man declined over the next few years, but in 2011, a couple reported that their car had been mauled, and the former Lee County sheriff said the damage was similar to the 1988 incidents.
So I'm feeling like we can go see this guy, but I'm staying in my car.
Can we make sure we get like a really heavy duty vehicle so that it can't like break in?
Right. On top
like we need to throw down on
weapons, maybe.
Yes.
I got plenty. Yes. We've got a bag full of weapons next to me right now.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's go. Maybe we bring the guys for this one.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. Also, where did you say this one was?
South Carolina.
That one's way closer.
That could be a fun little trip. We could hit it on our way to Florida.
Oh, we're doing great things.
We could do a whole ass road trip.
That would be
all so 4 of us down to Florida. Oh my god, and we can hit some of these points along the way. We can hit even like in Jersey where the Jersey Devil is if you're interested. Like that's going to be one that we're going to talk about here.
And I'm sure there's more even around
here. There are so many. That's
so cool.
We could start up near us.
Yeah.
And like make our, oh my god, I want us to do this
is
now.
Like
just
so
make
exciting.
our way down and like go to these places where these cryptids are typically seen and just do like a ghost hunting thing, but it's a cryptid hunt,
Yes. But I'm also worried
if you guys want this content, follow us, support us. This could be Patreon exclusive content.
Watch us possibly die for money.
Exactly. Pay us to almost die so you don't have to.
I like it. That's the catch.
I think that's a great idea.
I gotta get back in shape though. If we're gonna try to find out the lizard thing with those claws, let's go.
It's time for us to start lifting again.
I mean a bear. So sorry. Keep confusing me.
It's time for us to start lifting heavy things again.
I know. I just wish you lived closer because I just need a
I
workout
know.
partner, and I know
We
you'd be
need to
great
live like
training.
we need to be closer to each other. That's yeah. We in case you guys haven't figured this out by now, we don't live in the same state as each other. We only live like
2 hours away.
2 hours away from each other, but Laura's
A scaredy cat.
not
You can say it.
able to drive on highways because she's a scaredy cat.
Not highways, just big highways.
In
Like
general,
like
okay, in
5
general,
to
she
7
doesn't.
lanes.
She's a
I'm
scaredy
out.
cat of driving to new places, so
It's
it
true.
makes it tough to do and meet halfway because she's a scaredy cat.
A scaredy cat. Sorry. I just
It's
don't
okay.
want to
I
die
still love you. It's
by the
fine.
hands of me being a fucking idiot. Because I know it will be me. I know it. I'm going to panic
It's
myself
okay.
into crashing my car. All
It's
right.
okay. I still love you.
Thank you.
If she would meet me, halfway, we could go to the gym together. If we found a gym halfway between us,
That would be
both just drive an
insane.
hour. I know. I didn't say it wouldn't be insane, but
You're so
you know,
funny.
I drive all the time, so for me, an hour is
No, I
nothing.
don't want to do more.
It's like whatever.
It's like whatever. Got it, got it.
What's another hour long drive?
What's 3 hours for a gym? It's fine.
It's fine. Make that gym run count. We'll be there for 2 hours. She's like, no, but you're right. We should make it count.
For real. It'll be once a week for 2 hours where we just
Literally.
destroy ourselves.
But that's what I'm saying. We'll just go full body
Yeah.
every week, once a week. We just go full fucking body exercise, destroy ourselves, and then
I
the
can't
week
walk
is
for
our
a week.
recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we start all over again.
Hey, that's
Those
how I
fucking
kind of used to
monsters.
work out anyways. So.
Hey, they ain't gonna have shit on us.
No. All right, we can grow muscle. We can grow muscle fast. We've been there.
Exactly. We've already done it. We've got this. Let's go.
I'm bearing
All right.
on me. All right.
All right. I've got a few more for you. Okay. Well, I don't remember what we were saying.
We were talking about monsters. Which one were we talking about most recently?
We were talking about going on a road
bear
trip too. That's right. We were talking about going on a road trip. All right. Well, we're just gonna move on to the next one.
Beautiful.
That's what we're gonna do. Okay. Our next cryptid is the. We can just talk about the Jersey Devil here. Let's talk about the Jersey Devil.
Let's do it.
All right, the Jersey Devil. Since the 1700s,
wow,
there have been thousands of reported sightings of this cryptid in the New Jersey Pinelands. Described as a kangaroo-like creature with the head of a dog and bat-like wings, horns, and a forked tail, the animal is said to prowl through the marshes of the southern New Jersey and spook people with its hideous appearance. Although there are many stories about the creature's origins, the most commonly accepted is that in 1735, there was a woman called Mother Leeds who had 12 children. She stated that if she gave birth to another child, it would be the devil, and when her 13th child was born, it transformed into the Jersey Devil, killed its mother, and flew screaming into the woods. To this day, residents of cities near the Pinelands have reported hearing the devil's screams late at night. However, skeptics say the creature is nothing more than a story created by English settlers.
I feel like my problem with all of these things is I feel like we're going to go on this road trip, and if we meet one of these things, I'm convinced I can befriend it.
That is going to be our downfall. Wow, what a white lady thing to do. Befriend a fucking crazy ass animal that nobody should be trying to befriend.
I know. It's just like, you got wings? Can you take me for a ride, man?
Right? Seriously.
All
right. The next one we're going to talk about is the Loveland frog. This humanoid creature with the face of a frog was first spotted in Loveland, Ohio in 1955. A businessman said he saw several creatures with green skin, webbed hands, and wide mouths squatting under a bridge, and one of the creatures reportedly held up a bar-like device that emitted sparks. leaving a strong odor of alfalfa and almonds behind. So very
So
odd
specific. I don't even know.
combination.
I don't think I know what alfalfa really smells like.
It smells like hay. It smells like
Okay.
hay, basically. There were no further sightings of the Loveland Frog until 1972, when police, including Officer Mark Matthews, said they saw a frog-faced man jump over a rail and into the Little Miami River. Weeks later, a farmer reported seeing the creature riding a bicycle, and then Officer Mark Matthews saw the Loveland Frog for a second time. This time it was lying in the road, and Matthews shot at it, but it escaped. However, in 2001, Matthews retracted his story, saying it wasn't a monster and was probably just a pet lizard that got too large for its aquarium.
That's not really how those things work, honey. Sorry to break it to you. This is like a goldfish.
Between a lizard and a humanoid creature.
Right. If it's like a human size and it's like looking like a frog, honey, that's, I'd say, impossible.
Oh my god, seriously.
But this one's kind of hilarious looking. All of it
Right.
is depicted kind of humorous looking. There's one that could be creepy looking, but they're all just kind of ridiculous.
Right.
You got a frog face, honey. I can't be scared of you. I don't even think you have teeth.
The next one on this list is called Chessie, in Maryland and Virginia. Chessie is another sea monster named in the style of the legendary Nessie, but this cryptid reportedly lives in the waters of Chesapeake Bay. There have been numerous sightings of the creature, which witnesses describe as 25 to 40 feet long, serpent-like, and finned. There were a rash of Chessie sightings in the 1970s and 1980s, but an alleged photograph of the creature turned out to be a manatee. A 1982 videotape of the creature shows a brownish object moving from side to side like a snake. But the video hasn't been substantiated. The last notable sighting of Chessie was in 1997. We were but babes on this earth.
I know, these been taken. It's been a while since people have seen these things, I feel.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like, a lot of them in general.
Well, so. And this is a list of, like, lesser known ones.
That's true.
So these ones are ones that maybe haven't been spotted in a while, or maybe not as often. There's some others on here. There's another one called the Altamaha in Georgia. Although no physical evidence of this aquatic creature exists, stories of a large snake-like animal swimming in the waters of Georgia's Altamaha. The Altamaha part is really throwing me off. The ha at the end.
I know it's
river date back to the 18th century. The Tama Indian tribe has legends of such a creature. I can't stop yawning. Oh my god.
I know, it's getting late. Don't make me yawn.
I'm not trying to. And alleged sightings of the Altamaha continue to be reported today, with most reports involving swimmers bumping into the creature. It's been described as looking like a sturgeon, but having the head of a crocodile. A cryptozoologist have speculated that Altamaha may be an ocean cryptid that spawns in fresh waters at the mouth of the river. So kind of like how salmon and stuff will like spawn in one place but then move to another.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Maybe they just spawn in the rivers, and then when they get big enough, they go out to the ocean.
I feel like those ones are going to be harder to find, though, because you'd have to be in the water, and I don't know if I'm worth risking that.
No, I don't want to deal with that. All right, last one here. I'm going to do my best to pronounce this one. Iliamna lake monster in Alaska. It's Iliamna. The locals call her Illy, and reports of the cryptid have been around since the indigenous Alouette people lived on the shores of Alaska's Iliamna Lake. However, the lake monster wasn't brought into public eye until the 1940s, when pilots reported seeing a large fish swimming in the waters below. By 1950s, there were consistent reports of large aluminum-colored fish in the lake, and in 1979, the Anchorage Daily News offered $100,000 to anyone who could provide conclusive evidence of Illy's existence. So far, no evidence has been found, but sightings of the fish continue today, and Illy was even featured on Animal Planet's show River Monsters. But scientists say there's no monster in Lake Iliamna. Many have suggested that people are seeing are actually sleeper sharks. These fish can exceed 20 feet in length and swim into rivers and lakes to find food, but scientists say that Illy sightings are often consistent with the shark's shape and colors. So that one may just be a mistaken identity of another creature, but it may also actually be an Iliamna lake monster. So
I didn't know. I mean, I knew sharks got big, but can you imagine a 20-foot
oh my god, no.
shark?
No.
It's like the whole length of my house at this point. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, I literally could not imagine that. But that is my list of cryptids for you. I tried to take my time with that for you so I could pad some time.
Oh, I was too involved.
Oh yeah, you were into it. I'm glad you were into that. I knew you would be. I was like, I can't imagine she knows much about like I was like, she's gonna know obviously Bigfoot, like the typical like known ones. All of us know the common ones. I was like, but like we gotta talk about the weird ones. I was like, I'm gonna find a list of weird ones that like I don't even know about, and I didn't even really know about most of the ones on that list. So like it was really interesting to read about them. But it's like fun to learn about them, and there's so many cryptids out there that we could keep going like this for a while on cryptids.
Absolutely. So. And I think there's like, I don't know if they would be considered cryptids or whatever.
Mostly along the East Coast too.
Yeah,
I feel like we were mostly kept along the East Coast there.
Yeah, I agree, which is kind of cool. And down swinging into Georgia, like if we wanted to, we could probably go visit so many of those. But
oh god,
I don't want to visit all of them.
No, but I think
we gotta find the good ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And mix in some like UFO stuff and alien and ghost stuff, you know, a little bit of everything. But
I'm into it. Find some haunted spots.
I like it. But I watched a show that used to talk about this random stuff all the time, which is where I think I saw Mothman and like a praying mantis type monster. Which honestly, kind of praying mantis are cool, but
also terrifying.
Fucking freaky. I couldn't imagine a human like sized. But there was
god, no, not human sized. Oh my god.
Yeah, they said it was like human sized, basically, even with their little pinchers or whatever. And I'm just like, no, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I am out. But there was this one that is like a nice-ish thing. I don't know if it would be considered a cryptoid, but it was like in Kansas years ago, there were some really bad tornadoes. And Mark's brother was actually in Kansas during this time and like flew out the day before or drove like the day before all of these tornadoes came. But so many people were talking about how like it was like a very common occurrence for there to be like no house, but the closet that everyone was in was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And so many people were saying that they saw these bright light people with like butterfly wings, and they're called the butterfly people. And they like so many people talked about how that they saved them, like they were probably really like the reason that their closet stayed together and the whole house was torn to shreds and like missing.
That's really interesting.
And so many people in Kansas during that tornado spoke about it, and I just think that's so cool because I think we could also do an episode on like the not scary versions, you know.
Yeah,
and I think
that's really so cool
too. I was just remembering that. I totally forgot it. I don't even know what show that is.
There's not just creepy ones.
I like the creepy ones. I'm here for it.
All fun. There's a bunch of different ones though that range. I feel like from good to not very
like
good at all to
harmless
like
to like,
evil, you
yeah,
know? Like you've definitely got your range. I mean, I feel like Bigfoot's kind of one of those ones that's considered to be like in the middle. Like they
harmless,
can
yeah,
get mean if they have to protect their
of
territory, but for
course.
in general they seem to be generally
And I don't think
harmless.
anybody's been like had deaths. You
No,
know, I don't
right?
think
Like
I've necessarily heard of Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot killed this person, you know? I'll look
right.
this shit up right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say not something that I feel like I hear of often in discussions
No.
of Bigfoot. Because
No, the
honestly, the only
only
reason it seems like people want to kill him is for trophy.
I know. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people want to spot him and take a picture of him. I don't know if people
But a lot of people want to shoot him so they
oh,
can
I'm
mount him on their
sure.
wall. Like, that
People are
is actually a
fucking
thing. Like,
evil.
exactly.
But the only death that comes up when you search Bigfoot deaths is a man trying to create a Bigfoot hoax on a highway died after being hit by two cars.
Okay,
Like,
well, that's your own fucking fault.
Jesus,
Why are
right?
you going out on a highway? No, no,
In a
no,
Bigfoot
no.
costume. Could you
Jesus fucking
imagine?
Christ.
Oh my gosh, poor guy, but also like, what were you
Like,
thinking?
literally, what did you think was gonna be good about this situation? Oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oi.
Oi,
But
oi,
yeah,
oi.
so no, yeah, we can definitely delve more into the cryptid side of things
Mm.
um, in future
Kind of here
episodes for
for it.
sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it'll be fun. And yeah, we can find some that are more specifically like maybe people have seen like in near death situations or like things like that or like in moments of like it seemingly being like a good thing or whatever, like a good creature trying to help out or whatever. Yeah. I'm into it. I'm into it.
Definitely. We should also, for our Patreons, we should go see like a medium. I think that would be really cool.
That would be interesting.
Mark's seen a medium, and she was weirdly correct on almost everything.
I was gonna say the trick is to not give them anything when you go in. Like, I'm sorry, unless you can give me something specific
I mean, I
that
probably have
nobody else
told you
can.
this, but I mean, his dad died, and they didn't know why. So they obviously have to do an autopsy and find out why.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes like sometimes months to come
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And so he went
You
to
gotta
this,
test all these different things to see what
yeah,
it could have been.
it took months to come in. But I think right after he found out his dad was dead or whatever, it was like a few weeks later he went to go see this medium, and so obviously he hasn't gotten any test results and he has no idea how his dad died, but he has like
Mm-hmm.
speculations because his dad has had substance use challenges,
Yeah,
and he was worried that it was like an overdose of some sort.
of course.
And so she was saying that, you know, usually when people pass via overdose,
Mm-hmm.
they know, and they say it, you know, they'll let you know that that's what
Mm-hmm.
happened. And they said that they're, you know, they're not on this earth anymore, so it's not like they don't feel shame about it, you know,
Right.
it's just it is what it is kind of a
Exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
And she was like, but I'm not getting that. I'm getting that his heart just stopped, and
Yeah.
he was just dead, and he didn't know it, he didn't feel anything, it was just what happened. And then
Mm-hmm.
months later the autopsy came back, and that's exactly what happened. There was no
Yeah.
like drugs in his body except for like his medication that he is prescribed, and it was
Right.
the right amount and all that. So it was like both things were relieving, but that was like I mean, she said a lot of crazy stuff, but that was kind of crazy for me because like
Right.
not even we fucking knew.
Right. And for it
So
to be confirmed later is like,
yeah,
okay, bullshit.
well, like okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, you just I'm just gonna come to you from now on. People should just come to you from now on if they want to know. Why
Exactly.
waste all these tests at this point?
Exactly.
You just go
Exactly.
talk to my dad. It's fine.
Oh my
But
god, that's great.
yes,
Well, it's
I wish I
good.
was a medium. I'm kind of fascinated by them.
It'd be wonderful. I'm always fascinated by them.
Yeah,
All of it. All of that stuff in that area
me
of
too.
spiritualism and stuff.
I just
Find very
wish I was
interesting.
more in tune with that
Mm.
part.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Do you have anything specific you wanted to
I
talk
I
about, or?
feel like let me look at my notes. I gotta reread my notes of what I even wrote because it probably doesn't matter. I'll talk about it, but I don't think it's gonna be any good.
It's okay. We don't have to
Um.
keep it in. We can end it here if you want.
Okay.
I don't care.
Well, I'll say it, and you let me know how it goes.
Okay, we'll just see how it goes.
Okay. Well, it started with Mark was laying on the bed, and I literally just wanted a hug, so I laid on top of him, and I was like, "Are you
I thought we were
uncomfortable?"
talking about funny things, guys. We're about to get like a sexual thing.
Sex,
She's about to
baby.
tell us what happened in bed. All right, let's go. Get comfy,
All
guys.
right. No, I fully clothed. I laid on top of him, and I was just like, "Wait, are you uncomfortable?" He goes, "I'm not uncomfortable." I said, "But you could get more comfortable, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, too bad. I'm laying on top of you, and you can't move." And he goes, "Actually, can you get off of me? It's kind of freaking me out."
I don't suddenly like being dominated in this way. Can you get off of me,
Never mind.
please?
It's kind of making me panic.
Oh god.
Like, I'm not uncomfortable, but I could be more comfortable, and this is making me panic that I was
You're
just like
suddenly making me
teasing him
panic.
on
I didn't expect
it.
this.
And so we started joking about, we called it mildly inconvenient torture. And we pegged that one as mildly inconvenient torture is just
Pegged.
not being not being uncomfortable, not just like being comfortable. Pegged. I told you we were having sex.
See, I told you guys. I told you guys we were gonna get something juicy.
Don't tell me about it. I'm literally sweating over here, all right? I don't want to talk about it. But then it also came up again because we were at the movies, and they said they were literally playing the same commercial over and over and over and over, and we were just sitting there like, this is torture. He goes, and I was like, yeah, we got to add it to our mildly inconvenient torture when we decide to torture someone, is just playing the same thing over and over again until they lose their mind.
And it's got to be the most annoying ad too that you
Oh,
play
it was.
over and over and over again. I hate when I'm like watching something on Hulu and I just get the same 3 ads in a row. And I'm like, come on. I know you have other shit to throw at me. Why am I getting the same one? And it's always the most annoying one. There's one right now that drives me insane. It's Liberty Mutual has one where it's this mom of the bride and a bride. And she gives her this locket that says Liberty Mutual, like something about saving, and they just start crying, and it's the worst fake crying ever. And I can't stand that commercial. And there are times where it plays multiple times in a row, and I'm like, I need y'all to stop. Like, y'all are gonna make me like cancel my subscription if you keep doing this to me. I already lost Netflix because of their freaking update on the password sharing thing.
Aw, did that really affect y'all? Like,
yes, because we were using.
I mean, I share it with people, but
the update went out, and then it was like, they're gonna have to upgrade if they want to have more than just themselves on here to watch TV. And I'm like, fuck you, Netflix.
Just doesn't really make any sense. That's stupid. Like, boycotting Netflix just for their stupidity alone.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
No other platform is doing that.
No, it's dumb.
And I'll be pissed if Netflix starts this and then all the other platforms do it. I will be pissed. I mean, I feel like we pay for a lot of our own stuff, but we also share a lot of our own stuff.
Couple that I share, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like all those people are getting kind of fucked, and that's not right. They're my fams. I pay for what I pay.
Exactly, and if I want to let someone else use it at the same time, they fucking can.
Exactly.
All right, do you have any others for me?
I don't. I've been trying to think of mildly inconvenient torture that I could do to someone that would drive them crazy. And the only other one I thought about was like sometimes when Mark scratches my back or like rubs my back, sometimes he'll get like lost in whatever we're watching and just do the same area over and over again. And it is literally painful. And I'm like, you need to stop that.
You know what could be a mild inconvenience torture thing that you could do to a pet owner?
What?
it has, like, you just have to keep, like, a little baggie of pet hair on you. And every time after they delint themselves, just, like, put your hand in the baggie and just, like, wipe it on them somewheres. Like, just...
Like, they can't see, like, their back.
Right, like, exactly. Just,
or
like,
your
pat
foot.
their back or something. Like, pat them somewheres and just, like, with a handful of, like, fur. Like, right after they delint themselves, just be like, you ready to go in, bud? Like, let's go. Like,
go. We got you.
Oh, man.
For real.
Speaking of little kitty cats, I see a Henry.
Yes, he's being very curious because I have a bunch of shit in my office again. I cleaned it out. More came back, so.
Yeah, story of my life. Story of my life. I need to re-clean our office again. Well, if that's all you got for us now, then...
I do. I'm sorry to disappoint.
No, that's fine. I think we did plenty with the cryptid stuff.
I did too. That was really cool.
And say you became fully a part of that, so we'll do it again sometime. We can do... I guess we can do an episode that's more planned out where we talk about cryptids.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I guess we can plan out an episode where we talk about cryptids. I guess I'll give you this one.
This one time to plan.
I guess
I gotta get out all 8 of my notebooks, don't you worry.
I guess I'll let you plan this episode for us so we can do an episode all about cryptids. More about cryptids, diving even further.
Yes. Do it.
It'll be great. All right. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have been, enjoying so far, please like, follow, subscribe. If you can rate us wherever you listen to us, we appreciate it. If you could give us, good old 5-star rating, because it'll help us get seen by more people and shit. And you guys can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Chaos and Cats Pod, on all of those platforms. As of right now, as we're recording this, there really isn't much content on there right now, but by the time stuff goes live, there will be content on there, I promise. But yeah, so follow us at all the places, get updated when we have more episodes, follow along with us, join us for, just chatting, hanging out, having fun. Yeah. That's it.
Yes,
that's all I got for you. So
that's
have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you, and stay safe out there. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
Absolutely, and don't make healthy choices, because that's what we used to say in our last podcast, and now I think we're flipping the script. Make poor choices, all right? Bye.
Make all the choices you want to make. Fucking live life recklessly. That's it. That's it. All right, bye.